Hey everyone! I'm so bummed we can't be together in the art room making art together, but I'm so glad you've decided to try this week's weekly challenge. This week we are going to review the element of texture. As you might remember, texture is simply the way something feels. Some great texture words are bumpy, smooth, slimy, soft, and rough. Sometimes in the art room, we use texture plates to create something called a texture rubbing. When you place a texture plate under a piece of paper and you rub a crayon over the paper, something kind of cool happens. The texture magically appears on your paper. We are going to create some texture rubbings this week, but I would guess that many of you don't have your own texture plates at home. So we're going to use the next best thing. Shoes. Yep, shoes. If they're a little stinky or dirty, not a problem. To begin, you want to look for shoes in your house that have interesting textures on the bottom. Some shoes might have some of their texture worn away because you've worn them so much. Those might not be the best option. And if your family members say it's all right, maybe you can borrow some of their shoes. Just make sure you put things back where you found them and don't get any crayon on somebody else's shoes. Speaking of which, let's talk supplies. Other than shoes, really all you need for this project is a crayon and a piece of paper. To begin, you're going to want to peel the wrapper off of your crayon. Naked crayons work the best. Once you've done that, then you are ready to begin your rubbing. The hardest part of the entire project is holding everything still while you're using the crayon. Sometimes it's really helpful to have a parent or a sibling hold the shoe still for you when you're creating the rubbing. If that's not an option, then sometimes placing the shoe in your lap between your legs works really well. Find whatever technique works the best for you. And if you have extra paper, feel free to do a couple of practice rubbings before you begin your final composition. If you feel like it's not working, you might need to press down a little harder with your crayon. Also, make sure the crayon is laying down on its belly. It's kind of a lazy crayon, so make sure it's always laying down. Once you've started rubbing, you are trying to fill your entire paper with texture from the soles of your shoes. Have your texture go off the edge of the paper. You can have your textures overlap slightly, or if you would like to leave some empty space between the shoes, that's fine too. If you really like the texture of one particular shoe, feel free to just use that one and repeat that texture. Or you can do as I have in this video and try to create different textures all over. Keep in mind that I could only find 3 crayons in my house. But if you have an entire box, maybe you can use different colors for each texture. Just be creative. As an artist, you get to make those artistic choices. Once you've finished the rubbing, you can use other drawing utensils such as markers or colored pencils to go back and embellish or add more details to your work. Use different types of lines and shapes to fill in the empty or negative spaces. You could work abstractly and just focus on pattern, or if you would like to turn some of the textures into something else, that would be kind of cool too. Continue working until your masterpiece is complete. If you really enjoyed this project, feel free to try it with other items around your home that have cool textures, or even take it outside and find different objects in nature like leaves or flowers and rocks to create a texture rubbing outside. Art is always more fun when you share it with others. If you would like to photograph your final piece and email it to me or tag me on Instagram, all the information is on the art page of the Special Area website. I can't wait to see what you all created. Until next time.